I'm talking to Larry Miller, one of my oldest friends in comedy and a great guy and a wonderful comic. Larry, welcome.
Hi, pal.
But I remember first hearing about you, Larry, from another comic who said she saw you audition at the comic strip and you did 20 minutes, one story about going skiing. And the fact that you were able to hold the stage and tell one story for 20 minutes was astounding to me.
I kind of learned just enough about skiing to just cut a little bit back, and you know, a young man gets cocky, and I can whip around the hut on the first run of a day, and really let it go, and I hit a parked snowplow as I came around. By the way, about 11 years later, it dawned on me, what a stupid place to put a snowplow.
It was their fault.
Yeah, that's right. Sure, it's certainly not me. I was learning pretty good. But I hit it, and I was very lucky, and because I flipped out my skis and it knocked me cold. You know, anytime you get knocked cold, I mean, I hit the blade with the back of my head. Yo. And any time in life you get knocked cold, I'll buy something. It can be serious. But it became a story in this group because it's funny. Don Howard, who has since passed on, was a great guy. He was the leader of the group, and I was in the side hut there, and I came to just about 30 seconds or a minute later, so it wasn't that bad. But they said, do you know where you are? And then he leaned in and said, what's your name? And I looked up at him and I said, David Eisenhower. And they all laughed, because David Eisenhower was before us there, but he had gone to that school.
Ah, okay.
At any rate, though. So the thing is, though, that story, those trips, and that story, and then I subsequently came to lead the group and to introduce songs, which is a very, very elementary kind of stand-up.
Yes.
So I used to do bits. I would be in front of people. So there was stand-up, I guess, to one degree or another. But that story from those trips, and that woman was talking about, of a 20-minute skiing bit, became something that I dropped and then years later brought back and started to write into, and it became the body, the hunk, the main part of one of those HBO specials, one of those hour specials, which had about 20 minutes of man-woman stuff and about 40 minutes of skiing story in it. And in fact, as part of being a comic again and really loving being creative that way, I've thought about taking that and rewriting it with more crafted skills now and really muscling it up and making it 6 hours, you know, so that, still 2 laughs, by the way, but 6 hours where people watch it and they just say, wow, it was not unpleasant, it was diverting, but it was not a lot of laughs. But at any rate, so it's interesting though, that's how it came up. Is this fun to watch? It can't be, by the way. It just can't be.
So how was that first time on stage, Larry?
Great in the sense that, well, I mean, it was not good for the audience. It was not good comedy. I mean, but it was an audition night, and I always have I suppose a Pollyanna-ish look at the world anyway. But when I say great, what I mean is, I knew I had been on stage. I had been on stage at a nightclub, at a comedy club in New York. I'd been on for 5-6 minutes, and I knew I had just done my first push-up. I mean, so I knew I didn't have the skills really to speak. I wasn't afraid of it. I wasn't thrown by lights or some nervousness. I just realized, oh, this is a thing, like a push-up. If you want to be Mr. Universe, start doing push-ups. So I knew that was the first one. So I walked off, didn't feel bad, just thought, well, I see, so I should do that again somewhere. I remember one night, by the way, it doesn't matter who it was, one of the MCs there, and as always, we've talked about this in life, I never mention names, because who cares, really? It's not that, wish them all well and all that, but he's on the phone, he calls up because they didn't have any performers there. And you and Jerry and I, there's 3, 4, 5 of us there, who are just these little baby comics. We were lying against the row with the tiny shelf there for drinks in the lobby. I was looking right at us. Just he's on the phone. He's just saying, he'd called up the Improv, say, yeah, we're desperate. We need acts here. No one here to go on next. No, anyone, whoever you have, anyone. It doesn't matter who it is. Just send someone by. It could be anyone. I'm telling you, I don't care. He was actually
We'll pay cab fare, which is a huge thing.
Exactly, that was the huge thing. Yeah, we'll bring him over. Just send the guy over. And he was looking, not unkindly, but we weren't even there.
We were invisible.
And so he was looking right at us, going, anyone, as long as it's a body, someone who can stand there and speak. And we were, of course, we were like a hair away from saying, please, sir, can I have some more? Like Oliver Twist, you know, just.